What it do, y'all? Yes, yes, yes. You know who this is. It's the Honorable Junns, not a Bantu or a Jew. Welcome back to the Redeem or Destroy podcast, where we deal with the facts over beliefs and the awakening the minds of the kidnapped worldwide. Tonight's topic, life in prison over $9. The story of Willie Simmons and America's broken justice system. Yeah, let's dive into it. So, America loves to talk about freedom, but look who it cages. It praises their soldiers, then bury them alive behind concrete and paperwork. This is one of those stories that expose how the system was never built for fairness. It was built for control, okay? Everything and anything that is given unto you, if you are a black and brown, is literally to control you. Religion to control you. The school system to control you. Your job working 9 to 5 is to control you. Nothing that's in your in your views, if that makes sense. Nothing that's in front of you can ever be beneficial to you. Everything is about control and liability. We in relationships, that's a liability. We make children in America, it's a liability. And everything else is all about control. Yes. So let's get into the background of this, guys. Can we do that? Can we do that? Let's talk about who Willie Simmons is. Willie Simmons is a black man, a United States Army veteran, a man who served his country only to come home to poverty, addiction, and despair. In 1982, in the state of Alabama, Willie Simmons got into a fight with a man, gave him an ass whipping, robbed him of his wallet, and robbed him of this wallet that only had $9 into it. There was no weapon, no violence, just $9, okay? And a man that was defending himself, okay? But because he had 3 prior non-violent offenses, Alabama's habitual offenders law sentenced him to life in prison without parole. I really want you guys to think about that. I really want you guys to think about that. Think about that. Life behind bars for less than a price of fast food meal. So you're telling me 2 pieces of chicken and a biscuit from Popeyes is more valuable than a man that fought for your country, that allowed individuals to walk freely? You're telling me that a thigh and a drumstick with a biscuit and a side of fries is more valuable than a man that fought for this country? Huh? This is not justice, people. This is what you call punishment turned into profit. This is the system letting you know giving us a clear reminder that you will forever be a slave. Don't you ever think you're free. Don't you ever think that the system will ever be on your side. Never. It wasn't on your side then, and it damn sure won't be on your side now. This is why you're gonna forever see a George Floyd. This is why you're forever gonna see a Trayvon Martin. This is why you're forever going to see what's the sister name that was miraculously, or should I say mysteriously, unalive in Texas. This is why you're gonna always come on the news and you're gonna find another black man hung from a tree or found in school with his organs missing, or another woman was dismembered by a European. You're gonna always find that, because they're gonna always let you know that you are nothing but property. Remember, police were designed to protect the property and make sure the property don't get out of line. Guess what, black man? You are property. Your last name lets you know that you're a property. Okay? If your name is Johnson, there's not a single Johnson in Africa. You are property. If your last name is Williamson, there's not a single tribe, colony in Africa that's named Williamson. You are property. Okay? The hidden economics of punishment. This is what we're dealing with right now. You see, America doesn't run a justice system, it runs a business. Okay, America is a corporation. I repeat, America is a corporation. This is not home. For all you guys that's claiming that America is my homeland, newsflash, this is not home. The reason why you guys is claiming this, because of all the hard work your ancestors and my ancestors did to make America what it is today. Half of the inventions that you see in this world, especially in America, was created by your ancestors. But in return, they didn't even get 40 acres in a mule. They got a certificate. Some of these people was granted freedom. They received their freedom papers. But what about everybody else? What about everybody else? You got black people really believing they're free because they can go into a European restaurant and eat seasonless chicken. Black people really think they're free because they have an opportunity to join the NFL, join the NBA, because they can rap. You really believe that you're free. You would never be free. Free is waking up, not having to answer to nobody. Waking up, having the entire land yourself. You take care of yourself, the land, your family. That's being free. Free is being able to drive, travel at peace. That is free. That's what you call being free. This is the definition of freedom. Black people, newsflash, you don't have none. You was not even given one, okay? Every cell is an invoice. Every inmate is a paycheck. Don't forget about that secret meeting that was done in the early 90s, and fast forward to 95, 96, 97. This is where you started hearing the extreme amount of violence in the musics. When you had rappers like B.I.G., rest in peace, the greatest ever, but he was promoting mafia lifestyles, claiming to be a mob boss. That ideology has now trickled its way into the community where everybody want to be a gangster. You got people like Tupac who was shouting that he was a thug, even though the word thug stands for the hate you give. But for the average Joe Blow, no lover man, that person is gonna take it for what it is, a destructive, a person that could care less for authority, a person that, could care less for the community. That's what a thug is. A thug is a terrorist within their environment. That's a thug. So you got the two greatest rappers that ever lived, so they say. And the only thing that they promoted was one wanted to be a mafia and the other one wanted to be a thug member. Okay? All right? So again, every cell is an invoice. Every inmate is a paycheck. And the longer you stay locked up, the more money the state and the private prisons make. Yes, every time. Okay? Every year they put $50,000 on your name if you are incarcerated. And then they got you working every day for literally 10 cents to 25 cents, depending on your seniority in these prison complex. Okay? They say prison is for the rehabilitation, but the real goal is the recidivism. Okay? Keep the cycle spinning. Keep the labor cheap. Keep the numbers high. Okay, let's listen into the conversations and let's have a RICO on all you niggas. Like Denzel Washington said in training day, I will have you in Pelican Bay in the morning. Oh, we in Pelican Bay. Every day. You can even look this up. You can go on YouTube. You can go on Facebook. Every day it's another black on black crime. Every day it's another black man incarcerated. Every day it's another black man being pulled over and for no just reason. Every single day. The news just don't tell you about it, because if they told you about it, there's a high possibility that you will start waking up to this matrix. It's a high possibility. So they got to give you just enough, okay? They got to, every time you watch the news, if I'm lying, I'm flying, okay? They will always show you the black on black violence, but they make sure that they show you the white police officer coming to save and clean the day, okay? And it's no coincidence who fills those cells, black man, black woman, even black children. Oh yeah, they come from the children too. I can show you out in Florida, a young boy was arrested because he tweeted or he sent a text that he was gonna bring a gun to school. Remember I told you about the movie Minority Report and how they can track you down before you commit the crime? There's a new AI generated software that these demons have created, and it's called the Gideon. Go take the time out and look into what they call the Gideon. And what the Gideon do is quite simple. It literally is an open police investigation. They listen to every tweet, every text, every phone call, everything that you, every gun or ammunition you show on the internet, it tracks everything. And when that red light comes on or the red flag, so you say, oh yeah, they will be at your front door. And you see, you can look this up. There was a teen girl that said she was going to do something and she was arrested. And there was another boy that said he was going to do something and he was arrested. And guess what, people? Both of them was black. Okay? So it's no coincidence who fills these cells. Black man, poor man, the veterans forgotten by the same country they protected. I can't make this shit up. I see that every day. I see people in a nursing home. I was in a nursing home last week, Monday. And there was a brother who's in the nursing home who got his leg amputated. And I'm sure he got his leg amputated serving this country. Yes, when you join the army and you join anything, the Navy, you end up picking up on bad tendencies because you're going to end up being around individuals that don't look like you, don't talk like you, don't act, don't dress, don't nothing like you. But because you end up being the minority under the mass majority, you always gonna follow suit. Okay? Because as black people, we know that we're outnumbered when it comes to a lot of shit. Okay? We're outnumbered. So we try to fit in and try to kill this stereotype that they placed upon us. They created this stereotype that we're ignorant, that we're soft, that we're useless. So with that concept, we always try to approach every situation that goes against that. So you're gonna start seeing more black people be more friendly. You're gonna start seeing black people start inviting these people to their barbecues, into their kitchen, into their homes, even into their bedrooms. Knowing what was done to us, knowing who's capitalizing off our demise, off our struggle, off our pain. I can't make this stuff up. Okay? Willie Simmons wasn't just arrested, guys. He was re-enslaved through modern day policy. Yes, modern day policy. The racist blueprint. Are you dumb or are you dumb? Okay? Let's be clear. This system didn't appear overnight. No. It evolved from slavery, guys. Okay? The 13th Amendment supposedly abolished slavery, except for those dully convicted of a crime. Okay? So if you duly commit a crime, oh yeah, you gotta do the time. Oh yeah, we're gonna send you on the highway and pick cotton and pick garbage up, and you're gonna see people throw cans at you just to make you work a little longer. And who's watching and hovering over you? You're gonna find a European. It's never a black man. Oh no, it's a European with a sniper or a shotgun riding on a horse. We in 2025 and Mandem is still on a horse. I cannot make this stuff up. Okay? Okay? On a horse. So when I tell you that the 13th Amendment abolished slavery except for those dully convicted of a crime, that one line became the legal doorway to rebuild slavery under a new name. What is it called, guys? Mass incarceration. Yes, mass incarceration is the new name for slavery. Mass incarceration is the new name for slavery. Okay? Right after the emancipation came black codes, then the Jim Crow laws, then tough on crime, then the war on drugs, and the list goes on and it goes on. Now we got the beautiful bill, right? All laws that's created to literally capitalize off our misery. The audacity that these people came up with the war on drugs, knowing that it was these people that put the drugs in the community in the first place. The audacity that these people will put out the war on drugs when they the ones that put the drugs in the community. It is crazy that these are the people that create guns and have factories, and it's documented that these people was dropping crates in the inner cities, making phone calls, and people would get the call and be looking forward to a box, to unravel this box, to find nothing but ammunitions and even rocket launchers. This is the nonsense that I'm talking about. Okay? War on everything, but they the ones that's causing the problem. Okay? So all they did was just change the name. It's a different name with the same purpose. Keep the descendants of the enslaved in chains. This is why they issued the mandate. They've been sitting back watching. Like I said, a lot of you black folks have forgotten that you are enslaved. You're talking like, yo, I demand this. How dare you? They're looking around like, who the heck do this nigger think he or she is? Let me give you a reminder. Trust me, in the last 2 years, me and my wiz got a reminder on who runs the show. This is why I go hard and I come on these platforms to talk to you, because we need to know what's going on and who's the enemy. Huh? Willie Simmons' sentence is a direct echo of a time when black lives had no value, still has no value. Think I'm lying? Here in New York City, when they was trying to make people take the you know what, these people was going as low as saying shit like this. Look, if you take it, you can get a free hamburger at Shake Shack. Let me say that again. I don't think they heard me. The man them said you can get a free, I repeat, a free hamburger and fries. I don't even think it came with a drink. If you comply and you allow them to put the food for you, have no value for your life. These people would tell you in order for your child to enter their school system, a school system that's trash and shitty, by the way, in order for them to enter that space, they have to be fully situated. They got to be up to schedule with the you know what, just to attend a school that is designed to create two things: a great worker or a jail nigga. I just had a conversation with my Wiz and my daughter talking about what this school system and how wicked this school system is. And how these people literally, and I repeat, literally created a same psychological environment from the school and the prison, all by design. And how a child being inside a facility, a child being away from their loved ones, their mothers, their fathers, their grandmothers, their aunties for a long period of time, spiritually, mentally, emotionally breaks you to the point where you no longer want to be around your family. You want to go chill with your homies. The homies that's going to do shit that's going to make you end up in jail. You see, you have to have the mind. Once you break out of the matrix, you're able to see things for what they are. Okay? You're going to be able to see things for what they are. You're going to see stories like this where you're going to be like, wow, $9 could cost you a lifetime? $9 will have you sitting in jail for life? Sheesh, man. Claude and Ray's boom boom room. But listen, I'd rather be incarcerated for a crime I didn't commit, right? What they got arrested for? They said that they unalived somebody. That would be more justified than a man being in jail for life for $9. This is the silence of this system. Have you ever noticed how quiet the government gets when stuff like this is mentioned? You ever notice how quiet these so-called liberals, these right wings and whoever, how quiet it gets when things like this is mentioned? You ever notice that these people are the ones to quickly point the fingers and say, well, black on black crime is your fault. You're the reason why crime is like that. You're the reason why drugs is in your community. Is that so? We can't even go to the bank right now and say, listen, I just need $100,000 because I want to start my own business. Oh, no. How good is your credit? Are you a well good nigger? Let me go to the back and go run your numbers and see who you are. Let me go see your YouTube. Let me go see your Facebook. Let me go see who you are personally before we cut a check to give it to you. Because if we cut you this check and you're not part of our matrix, part of the program, it's a high possibility that you could create another Black Wall Street. It's a high possibility that you can, arm your people, teach the people survival, create things, buy plants and vegetables and seeds and plant them where you no longer have to depend on these people. It's a high possibility for that. You don't find that suspicious? Listen.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Huh? You don't find this suspicious that the government is always quiet when it comes to stuff like this? Especially when the victim is black and poor? Oh no. No politician stood behind this man. No politicians stood behind this man. There was no lawyers. There was no, even the lawyers that's trying to get the pass the bar exam, and they have to take clients for experience. They got to do over something amount of hours. Now one person said, "Hold on, let me take on this case right here." A man is in jail. He'd been in jail for 40 something years for $9. All these people is being pardoned, all these celebrities, all these rappers, all these drug lords, all these people that literally it's been documented for the violence and the heinous behaviors that they've done to our community. These people get pardons. But a man who in 1982 got into a fight, whooped the man's behind, took his wallet, is now sitting in jail for life. No pardon. No president signs clemency for a man who does not make headlines. Because in this system, guys, mercy doesn't make money. Suffering does. The same system that glorifies soldiers on Veterans Day will be the same system that will throw them in jail on a Monday. Okay? They don't thank you for your service. Let me tell you something. These people really say to themselves, you don't get the option to reject going into the army, fighting our wars. You don't get that option. And if you do decide to reject going to war, we will throw you in jail. This is facts, people. Okay? This is facts. You'll get a Veterans Day. You'll be glorified as soldiers on Veterans Day, then thrown in jail on Monday. Okay? They will thank you for your services and then forget you in a jail cell. Or should I say, and throw you in a jail cell. And let's talk about how the mainstream media don't say shit about it. The mainstream media don't care. They don't cover this because it exposed the lies. It shows the evilness, the racism that still goes on in America. It shows this American justice system for what it really is. A machine that eats every black person alive. Okay? Okay? Willie Simmons is now in his 70s, guys. He's been in prison for over 40 years for $9. They have rejected his appeal. They gave him no parole. They gave him nothing. No release date, no justice. That they don't even consider time served. This man wakes up every day in the same cell for a crime that shouldn't earn him years, centuries, decades, whatever you want to call it, in prison. Right? In prison. Imagine giving your country, let's talk about it. Just imagine you gave your country your youth, your loyalty, your service, and to be rewarded with a lifetime behind bars. You got to make that make sense. This is what you call systematic cruelty, systematic racism. This is what it looks like. It's not just a policy, it's a pathologically, okay? It's a path, okay? A sickness that feeds off inequality, guys. The bigger picture. This story is bigger than Willie Simmons. It's about every man and woman trapped in a system designed to profit from their pain. It's about how America criminalized poverty instead of curing it, instead of fixing it. How about leaving us alone? Allowing us to govern. We will fix it. We will find a way. Okay? These people spend $60,000 a year just to imprison you. Yes, it's a $60,000 cap that the government prints out to the state that you are incarcerated in, all of them gets 50, well, it's been raised to $60,000, okay? But be the same people that tell you that America has no money, that we are in debt, that we gotta raise the interest rates. We gotta raise the pricing on food. We gotta raise the prices on rent. But the one thing that remains the same is the actual pay, because you are a slave. We don't cater to the slave. We only cater to the business. When are you gonna realize that, black man? And for the Europeans, guess what? They see what you guys are doing on the internet. They see all the back and forth saying this is injustice. They see that. And because of that, you shall suffer too. Okay? They said jail is the most profitable, lucrative thing. Okay? They spend $60,000, let's say it again, guys, $60,000 a year to imprison you, but call it too expensive to give you a housing, therapy, or even a mother effing opportunity. They say justice is blind, but somehow it always sees color, black man, and class, poor man. And this isn't just about the South. This is the shit that goes on nationwide. I've been police brutality. I've been brutally attacked by police officers. Me personally, I know how rigged this system is. Okay? I know how rigged this system is. But I say all of that to say this, guys. The Willie Simmons story is a mirror. And when America looks into it, it sees the facts it keeps trying to hide. That freedom is literally conditional, and justice is literally always for sale. He stole $9 out of desperation, but America stole his entire life in return. This isn't a mistake, people. It's a message, a warning to every poor black and brown person in this country that poverty itself is the crime. When laws value money more than life, the system isn't broken. It's working exactly as intended. You understand me, people? So in closing, if you're watching this, remember, people, Willie Simmons' story isn't just history. It's something that's happening every day to men who looks like me and you, who served this country and got nothing in return but a drug addiction, alcohol addiction, or a flat out bum in these streets. Okay? So with that being said, it's the Honorable Junns, and this is the Redeem or Destroy podcast, where we deal with the facts over beliefs, and we expose the system that keeps our people mentally, physically, and of course, spiritually enslaved. Don't let this story fade, guys. Please share this with your loved ones. Talk about this. For those children that's, having their freshman year in college, make sure you write something like this down so they know where you stand. Okay? And no matter what happens, people, I say all that to say, no matter what goes on in this world, always respect your DNA. It's your brother, man. You understand? And I'm a holler. One.